Hey everyone, I'm Kevin Valbanesi, and you're watching I Drink That. Today we're trying something a little different, bit of a departure for the show over here. We're going to be doing a Kevin Valbanesi original cocktail. And by original, I mean I am going to improv the entire thing right here, right now, which makes me a little nervous, but anyways. The idea for this cocktail, which I'm calling the Double Double, basically stems from an experience I'm sure most of my fellow Canadians are familiar with. It's this horrible morning commute that a bunch of us have to do to jobs we don't particularly like. I don't know about you, there were plenty of days when I thought it would be really, really nice if my coffee was a little stronger, if you know what I mean. So, keeping that in mind and thinking about what's probably available to you on your way in, especially if you're heading into the city, I put together a caffeinated alcoholic wonder, or at least the blueprint for it. Let's find out if it works. So, first things first, ubiquitous amongst most Canadian commutes is coffee. 9 times out of 10, you're popping into Starbucks or you're going to Tim Hortons if you're financially sensible. So we're gonna start off, luckily for me, I have some freshly brewed coffee, but with about, let's do, ooh, that's hot. Let's do 3 ounces of hot coffee. So the next ingredient is something that's fairly ubiquitous in most people's liquor cabinets or in the LCBOs and shopping concourses that happen to open between the hours of 8 and 9 a.m. in certain downtown hubs, which shall remain unnamed. Anyways, I'm using Alberta Dark Horse today because I love me a good Canadian whiskey, and I think let's go for 1.5 ounces. Depending on how much you hate your job and how shitty your commute is, you can always add a little bit more, or if you enjoy your work, maybe a little bit less. Now, this is a double-double as well, which means we need a little bit of sugar and cream. I've got a nice healthy cube over here that I'm just gonna drop in, and I'm going to follow that bad boy up with about, let's say a 1/2 ounce of cream. And I always like a thicker cream. I'm actually using whipping cream in particular today. So I'll just dump that right in. If you want, you can also float this on top with a spoon, and I might do that at the end. But for now, let's give that a stir and hope it turns out all right. On the plus side, it already looks like coffee. If you were staring at that with the lid off, you would never know. If you smelled it, you'd know, but that's okay. The smart thing to do if you're preparing something like this is just to carry a good pack of breath mints. And I mean, you should have them anyways because coffee breath is not one of the most pleasant smells in the world. All right. Now in this case, obviously we're not stirring for dilution. I'm just stirring because it's cool and fun and zen and makes me want to drink less, believe it or not. All right. Oh, that's good. Okay, I think we've got a winner. So, most of you are gonna wanna take your to-go cup if you have one of those recyclable Starbucks cups. Good for you. If you have to just dump this into a Tim Hortons cup, fine. But since I am in, my studio over here, and I am my own boss, I can drink as much or as little as I want, and I can be as bougie as I want. So, a giant martini glass is gonna do it for me today. And, no need to strain because it's not a drink we serve up on ice. So, without further ado, here we go. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's got to be one of the most appetizing things I've ever made in my life. That's beautiful. And very discreet as well, I have to say. Well, I'm fairly certain I'm going to enjoy this. If not, I will be exposed as the remorseless alcoholic that I actually am. Let's find out how I did. Yeah, I could have used one of those every morning. This is like a more rugged, slightly shifty, but also probably more useful version of like a coffee or espresso martini. Damn, that's not bad. Look at that. The first I Drink That original, put together, well, not live because this is gonna be edited, but you know, in the moment. Oh, holy shit, that's good. This is dangerous. In the wrong hands, like this will make a committed morning alcoholic out of you. I should add a disclaimer. I don't recommend that anybody, you know, pour Canadian whiskey into their coffee every morning going into work. You should be responsible, and I will not be held responsible if you get fired. But you have freedom of will, sir. So enjoy one of them at your peril. Oh, and in case it isn't obvious, yeah, I drink that.